Hello everybody, thanks for joining me here once again at Trip with Bill. For those of you who know me, welcome back. For those of you first tuning in, well, I'll try to make this somewhat exciting for you. Today I kind of wanted to touch a little bit base about construction and quality and the different workmanships you're going to find from traders, because let's face it, there is umpteen amount of traders and floor plans out there to choose from, which can sometimes be a little overwhelming for those of us first entering into the RV world and trying to find what we like that fits our budget, as well as our storage concerns and where we want to go, and also suits our needs. So there's lots to it, but today we're going to touch a little bit more about the actual construction from one unit to another, because let's face it, every brand's going to have their base model and up to their pinnacle, and of course there's going to be a price difference as you scroll up the line. So one thing that's consistent with all traders, the frame. All traders are going to have a frame. What's going to change is whether they're a single axle, or are they a dual axle, or in some cases triple for those really big ones. That will change when it comes to frames, and of course their suspension system will change depending on the type of travel and what it's suited for. One of the other things it becomes is construction. So words like stick and tin construction. So that is basically aluminum sided with a wood structured frame on the interior, usually 16-inch centers. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't think that aluminum is the only way to go. Wood works every bit as good. And there's traders out there that are quite old traders that still have wood frames that have stood up well over the years because they were maintained properly by the people who own them. That's what everything boils down to, is maintaining them. If you take your trailer over a rough road, yeah, you better take a look at it when it gets back. You might have shook a few things loose, right? You might want to add some more seam sealant and check your windows and look for anywhere you can get a breach of moisture or water, because let's face it, it rains in BC. But what kind of attracted me to the Vibe? Now this is a T17BK. It's a bunkhouse model. No slides on this. Lightweight, so I think it's just over 3,000 pounds. Easy to tow, single axle, off-road tires, aluminum rims. Quite a nicely done up unit by Forest River. So they built this one for us, and this is almost like, I guess, kind of their starting point. But there is a commonality in the Vibe from one to the next. So this here, even for a base model, is going to start off with aluminum floor structure, aluminum sidewalls, rear, and of course if there's a slide, that's also out of aluminum framing as well too. Now, on the flooring side of it, we've got underneath, you've got a sealed underbelly, or Under Armour they might want to call it, which also provides insulation and 12-volt heating pads for all holding tanks. Now, nestled in there is, of course, insulation, as well as your furnace will heat that flooring as well to keep everything good. Now, then we have our waterproof membrane to protect everything, keep it dry. We have a sheet of I think it's a 1/4 inch sheet of plywood, 2-inch thick foam, hard dense foam, and then another sheet of plywood on top, and then your vinyl covering. So that all vacuum bonded together is how they put it together, I do believe. Gives you the rigidity of the floor, the comfort, the insulation from noise, and helps keep the climate control internal a little bit more comfortable. So not a 4-season, please don't ever mistake it's 4-season, but this could be definitely an extended camping. So then you go to your sidewalls. We got fiberglass siding, vacuum bonded again, I believe is the term that they use, with the aluminum framing, 1-inch thick, dense foam board in between, and then of course your Luan, I believe it's Luan plywood on the interior. That makes up going to be your sidewalls, your rear, around that, and of course anything to do with slide outs if you happen to have it. On the roof, they're using a PVC layer. They boast that it is the strongest in industry, so they back it up with a 15-year warranty. They have an 86% reflective system on there that I guess that just helps kind of repel the heat. So that's all part of your roof. Fully walkable, by the way, and it's a truss style roof now, 3-inch thick in the center, and it slants down to 2-inch thick on either side, helps the water flow off so it's not pooling up there. You don't accidentally create yourself a bird bath and have a little sanctuary for them to swim around, leaving water in your roof, of course. And then in the front, nicely aerodynamic with the curvature, aluminum front with diamond coat plate in the base, and that is pretty much standard throughout the industry, throughout the Vibe units, including the large picturesque windows with safety glass too. Other than that, the next thing goes up to amenities, and when we jump into the tandem axle, a few more things come along. So starting on the front side of the unit itself, you can see you've got your aluminum aerodynamic front, which also then eventually rolls into the PVC roof. Down at the black portion there, that is your diamond coated on the base, which is supposed to help against road hazards and rock chips. Now this particular one does have a manual jack on the front, one single 20-pound propane tank. In the front you do see a nice deep pass-through, so you can go through that as well. Then some wiring, of course, and some structural. Down below, 4 of those exist on the unit, and again, this is kind of their starting point. So this is standard, that you have 4 stabilizing jacks. You have a wind-resistant hinge, which helps. You can notice the power awning has already been extended, and we have outside lighting there. Nice, large, tinted safety glass window. Definitely have no worries about that. Off-road tires. Now nice aluminum rims. Then of course we've got a cable supply. We also do have an exterior outlet. This specific unit also does have the outdoor griddle, a GFI plug that hides within, of course it's lit, and a 12-volt fridge. Move around to the back. For the bunk areas, we got a couple of added windows. The rear shower hides right here. And of course up top, we do have a built-in prepped for a rear camera, and of course the on-the-go Lippert ladder rack, which hangs onto there. Full-size spare tire. 4-inch tubular rear bumper. Now down below here, you're going to notice this is going to be our exhaust for the sewage outlet, as well as the gray tanks. And of course, everybody's favorite, your Sandy flush, city water connection, cable antenna, shore power, freshwater connection, furnace vent, and here is a tankless hot water heater. 60,000 BTUs of endless hot water. You notice on the top they do have the added rain spouts to push the water away from the unit. And this is the road side of that pass-through. So upon entering the unit, we will ascend the stairs, grab the handle, and get a kind of a look. So immediately on your right-hand side, now you're going to see we have a ward against, or just to the side of the couch. Below that, we do have a USB fire extinguisher, of course, GFI plug, and then the couch itself, which has some storage underneath and will double over into a bed when you bring the Murphy bed down in behind. Straight ahead, emergency exit glass window, LED lighting, and then over to the right-hand or left-hand side, we've got our 4-person table, and booth, which folds down into a bed. Heated tanks right there, which is kind of nice to have. So 12-volt heated tanks below, all tanks that is. Then of course we have our power awning. You've got our water pump, our lights, our check to see on all of our holding tanks and battery, and then our solar controller up there. 200-watt panel on the roof, folks. As I move the camera down to look at the cabinetry portion, so you notice we got a little extension of the counter right there. Over here, as I flip that up, we have a 2-burner cooktop. Residential style faucet with high-rise and a portable extended shower head. Down below, 2 drawers on ball bearing glides, and of course 1 door for little storage underneath. Above the counter, we have some more storage. So you can see they are equipped with hidden hinges. Now all of your styles are actual real wood. Microwave above. Another GFI plug. Oh, look, and a Bluetooth speaker. You can have a little bit of fun. As I turn around above the dinette, again, more storage underneath there. And probably the nicest aspect with this particular trailer itself is we got that double bunk. Each one is set for 250 pounds, and I've been up on both of them, and it did not crack. Down below the sink, you're going to see your furnace. And then, of course, we have our fuse box. Now, this big black boy in the center, this is my fridge. So this is a bottom freezer configuration. The interesting part is this guy will open up from all sides. So 12-volt fridge, 10 cubic feet. One thing about the fridge is when you look into it is just how deep. There is no rear baffles to deal with. Lots of storage, way more storage than the previous models. Glide out freezer door. And last but not least, we enter in to the bathroom. So with the bathroom here, we do have a pedal flush toilet. A little more storage under the sink and vanity. This is going to be our control for our instantaneous hot water on demand. And of course, our shower. A nice big large enclosure. 3-speed fan. This guy here locks just like that. Push that in. Goes all the way back. So I like to use myself as a guide for size and reference. Being 218, 220 pounds, and it fluctuates all the damn time. I stand at 5'8" with shoes off, so maybe 5'9" when I got my shoes on. So you see, plenty of room for me to walk into the washroom itself. Sink's right here, vanity straight ahead. I've got the toilet below me here, but more importantly, the shower space. So being that size, it's always good to kind of step up in, give everybody the reference. So again, here's what I got through the ceiling. Here's what I got with the skylight. Elbows fully out, and I can just touch the sidewall. So very good for that. Lots of room, usable space. So one of the other parts we have here is, of course, we talk about sleeping. So we got 2 big bunks in the back, so that is 4. We got some people that can sleep in the dinette. Yeah, it could be 6. Now, if you really wanted to push the envelope, you can actually sleep 8 people in this unit. Simply just remove the armchairs on the couch, grab a hold of the base of the couch, lift it up, drop it down, just like so, pull, drop, and your bed unfolds right here. This can actually stay down so you can walk right past the bed. You don't have to bring it up. You can leave it made up all day. Doesn't matter. It's an east-west configuration, so it does run from sidewall to sidewall. So when you look at the specs of the 17 Vibe that we're looking at here, that I'm sitting inside right now, again, capability of sleeping 8. If you really had to. 2 smaller ones where I'm at, apparently. But all the specs that you see, the aluminum sidewalls, aluminum rear, the 3-inch truss ceiling, which folds down into the 2-inch, your slides, all of that is built with the same structural integrity as the starting point. So they have a number of different models in their lineup, so all depending. The only thing that changes when you go to the tandem axle, then you start getting a few other added features. So, for example, solid surface countertops, not necessarily the wrapped. Basically, a few other key features that will distinctively bring you from one group to the next. It all depends on how much size you want to have, what you want to tow it with, I should say, where you plan to go, how many people are sleeping at. So there's many, many different factors. But, you know, all in all, the biggest thing, come on down, take a look. There's so much to do. And when it comes to floor plans, you can never end. It keeps going on and on. But come on down, give me a call here, 604-791-1644. I'd love to take you through, walk you through some options. It's really about finding what fits you and your family. So do me a favor, stay safe in your travels. Always be tripping.